And how different is this, version of Mice and Men? It's went over a couple lineup changes throughout, the past few years, and now you guys are down to 4. Are you guys nervous about the change up? Or are you nervous about the reception of the crowd and your fans? And what makes it different?
I think I'd be lying if I didn't say, coming back before we had played a show, thinking about getting on stage with just the 4 of us, it definitely did make me anxious, because we had never really done that before. Mm-hmm. And within the first couple minutes of being, I'd even say seconds of being on that stage and starting that first song, counting that first song in and getting, it's about the chorus of the first song that I was just like, oh man, like the crowd's really responding. The music is still here. We've been rehearsing super hard to make sure that, we're performing our old songs to a level that we feel like is great for the audience to be able to hear it that way. We want to do justice to these songs and play them to the best of our abilities. And we rehearsed really hard to do that. And so it all kind of melts away in that first, I'd say 30 seconds of playing music, because then it just kind of goes back to what it's always been about, which is having fun and playing music. You don't want to overthink anything on stage. It's not, the stage is not a place for thinking. The stage is a place for, acting. It's, you got to do it up there. There's no way that you cannot. And it's super important. And I feel like, there might have been just a little bit, but after that first show, it's onwards and upwards with each show. After that show was done, the next show is the most important show, and then after that one, the next one is the most important one. And it just kind of follows suit like that, I guess. And that's kind of more how we look at it.
Nice. And on a side note, are you a big fan of Korn?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, all right, so I believe like one of my buddies was on tour with you, and every time before a set, you would warm up with special drumsticks. Does it sound familiar?
Oh yeah.
All right, so one of the drumsticks you had were from Korn, the drummer of Korn.
Yeah, they were.
And at the end of the tour, you had lost them the last day.
Yeah.
Well, they end up finding the drumsticks. And I'm not sure if you want them, but they are one of the techs you had on hand. He ended up finding them inside one of the bags. So I can connect you.
That's dope. That's so funny.
What was that? He was saying that you're getting like nervous about it because you haven't warmed up with any other drumsticks, and that was sort of your routine.
Oh, well, no, yeah, you know what? It's funny because I like to warm up with really thick drumsticks. And when I first moved to Huntington Beach, I went into one of the local music stores and I was looking for a pair of like marching style sticks or whatever. So I was like looking and this is a small Huntington Beach shop, and then I saw a bucket of these bonker thick looking sticks. You know what I mean? Like I play 2B, and those are pretty thick in comparison. That's and so these were thicker than that, and they're perfect. And I was like, oh my god! And they're the original David Silverius sticks, and I thought that was like the most sick HB thing that could happen. Is like first moving to Huntington and knowing that Korn had roots out there, and obviously I'm pretty sure David still lives out there. So, here where I live, and yeah, so it was kind of like a cool a thing. And obviously, I bought 2 pairs. I took one on tour, and I still have a pair. So I'll say, let the homie keep those sticks, and know that some good drummers have played on those, I think.
Yeah, because I talk to my friends and like, oh yeah, I guess I'm interviewing Mice and Men, Tino. And then I got a story, and
yeah, that's awesome. That's really funny. 'Cause I think that's the only signature stick that I've ever had on the tour. Well, I guess now technically one of the pairs. No, that's the only artist signature stick for sure. So that's really funny. But no, I believe in, like, on tour stuff finds its way to other homes, and as long as it's somebody that loves music and is going to appreciate it, that's fine by me.
Awesome, dude. That's cool. I'll let them know. The other question I got, like, when I would tell people, I'm interviewing Tino for Mice and Men, they're like, oh my God, I love Little Talks. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
So does that happen a lot? Do people, like, think that you guys are monsters of men? Not that, like, real big fans, but
it happens. I wouldn't say it happens a lot, but I'll tell you a funny story. We were in Germany and just on this last tour, and we were hanging out after the show, with a bunch of the fans after, and this older couple came up with their, like, older daughter. It looked like they definitely looked out of place. And they want, and so they came up and they were like, we were under the impression that you guys were of Monsters and Men, so we were and they're like German speaking English, telling us this story and being like, and we thought that was that, but we have never seen a band like you guys before, and now we're fans. And I was like, and they wanted to wait till the end of the show to see if they could talk to us and tell us that we had made new fans tonight, even though they thought they were going to the Monsters and Men show.
I mean, what gave it away? They were there, and they see, they look around like, oh man, I guess these are kind of fans.
Well, and they said it was funny that they said that it wasn't the crowd that they thought listened to that kind of music. Because we've got, kids with crazy colored hair, and they got chains and spikes and whatever, like, I don't know. It's different, dude. But to us, it's all cool, like, whatever.